What's up, YouTube? I am Jalen from Jalen Fragrance Reviews, and today we're back with another review. We're talking about Creed Absolu Aventus. But so far in 2025, I think we're about 22 days in, this is my favorite scent of 2025 so far. It's just that good. I've been letting this sit for a while now, macerate. Started wearing it earlier this year, and I might have to pick up another bottle because I think I want to use this almost every day because it works for every occasion. So 10 out of 10. So for me personally, when I first smell it, what I get is a smoky pineapple, mysterious dark fragrance. This is the best way that I can describe Creed Absolu Aventus. For me personally, that's just what I get when I wear it. Some notes in here is grapefruit, pineapple, and Haitian vetiver. Now, I wasn't in the fragrance game when the OG Aventus came out. They say some of the best batches was 2016, 2017. Before they switched it, I never had a chance to actually get my nose on the earlier batches of Aventus. So I only smelled the newer batches. And what I can say about the batches they have out for Aventus now, Creed Absolu Aventus is so much better. So much better. And it's not even close because this is just a much more smoky and dark, mysterious version of the OG, or not the OG, but of Aventus. It carries the weight, and from what I heard from the people that have the OG version of Aventus, they say that this is the closest thing to it. Now, some still prefer it, some say it's better, but the overall consensus is that this is close to it. And it is that 10 out of 10. What Creed did with the notes here is massively made. I mean, again, it's Creed. They use some of the best ingredients. Now let's get into the longevity. And for years, people have been getting on Creed because the longevity of their fragrances, some people say, just don't last long. Hey, and I totally get it. For what you pay, Creed does have to do better when it comes down to longevity. Have to figure that out. But what I can say with Creed Absolu Aventus, this lasts long. This Creed Absolu Aventus lasts long. On skin, I probably only get up to 6 hours. But when I wear it on my clothes, it lasts easily 8 hours plus. In between 4 to 6 hours on my skin, that's kind of disappointing, but it makes up for it because it does project off my clothes, which I'm totally fine with that. All right, now when it comes down to sillage and projection, I gotta say, so far this has been more of an intimate scent. And what you pay for Creed Absolu Aventus, I feel like it should be more beast mode than that. But that's just been my experience so far. It's been very intimate, and people can smell it in close encounters. But when you pay premium for a fragrance, you definitely want something, or for me, I would definitely want something that has better sillage, especially, when it's a lot of people involved. But for close encounters, people definitely smell this, and they can't get enough of it. It's very addictive. I just wish that it did have better projection and sillage, especially when I'm walking past one. I definitely would want them to smell it because this is very, very expensive. Now we're gonna get into the price point. So Creed Absolu Aventus retails for about $565, and that's a lot of money. So I understand it from that perspective. But what I recommend to everybody is, I got my bottle off of Jumbo Shop, and Jumbo Shop sold Creed Absolu Aventus for about $384 or $394. I forget which one. I'll make sure I link it down below. Do I think it's worth it at the $565 rate? No. And I only say that because if you're spending that much, you definitely want to have better sillage and better projection. But do I think it's worth it at the $384 at the jumbo shop rate? I do. This is a 10 out of 10 fragrance. It hands down, ingredients, everything about it, the smokiness, and man, I love the smokiness, that smoky pineapple. It's Creed. It's beautiful. So for the $384 price point on jumbo shop, I do think it's worth it. All right, my final thoughts. Should every man have Creed Absolu Aventus in their collection? If you are a collector, I say Creed Absolu Aventus is worth it. If you don't feel, hey, I don't want to spend $565 or $400 on, a fragrance that doesn't project, this is not for you. But if you like to smell good and you like more of those close encounter and those intimate moments, Creed Absolu Aventus is by far worth it. Like I said earlier in the video, this has been my favorite fragrance of 2025. I wear it all the time. I let it sit and it's doing its thing for me personally. Now, as far as projection, that's the only downfall. It's very intimate. But for the average person that just want a cologne that smell good, I feel like they might feel some type of way if they spend $400, $500 on a fragrance and it doesn't project and it doesn't have that sillage like you would expect from a $500 fragrance. And then at that point, I don't think it's worth it. For me personally, for all the collectors, this is worth it. 10 out of 10 fragrance. It just doesn't do any wrong for me. It's beautiful. It's as beautiful as it comes. I wish I was around in the fragrance game when the OG Aventus came out. I haven't had a chance to get my nose on it. Maybe one day I will, but right now I see people selling it for a good amount and selling it for a couple of grand. So I'm not gonna put a trigger on that at all. But if I run across somebody that has it and they let me smell it or give me a sample of it, I'd be down for it. But as of now, so if you were thinking about buying it or you're on the edge about buying Creed Absolu Aventus, pull the trigger. It is worth it. But if you don't think it's worth it because of the projection that I've been experiencing, it's just very intimate, then I say no. But other than that, Creed Absolu Aventus. And remember, do not spend all this money on fragrance if you're not taking showers, because fragrance doesn't cover funk. I'll be back with a review next week.